We're at 1917 27th Street, which is just north of Drake University. It's probably, I'd say tops, a 5-minute drive to campus, okay? So first things first, I always like to start with the exterior. You can tell the garage, okay, has siding that's rotting off, okay? Now, would you have to re-side the whole garage? Probably not, okay? But, you know, with that being said, we also have some separation here, along, you know, above the garage door, which could let in water and rot. A little bit more right here, okay? Some more on the siding here. These gutters are in bad shape, you can tell. There's rot in the soffits right there, underneath the gutter, where they've had leaks. Okay, so these gutters are in bad shape. The siding on the garage is in bad shape. Okay, you can tell it's just not graded very well either. You know, I mean, it's just, especially on the bottom there. I mean, I'm sure if I were to kick that, it would be completely rotted out. Okay, so certainly maintenance needing to be done on the garage. Right? See this side. Okay, this patio goes into the side of the garage with water. You can see that. They have replaced a board down there. You can see where that board's different color on the bottom. That's been replaced. Okay. But again, more rot. Okay? From the gutter not being in very good shape. Okay? Home was built in 1949, concrete block foundation. The basement is finished. Now, that's something that I want to make sure that, you know, we're aware of. Well, first of all, you know, with a concrete block foundation, they're susceptible to moisture. It's a very porous material, right? And then you've got the mortar in there where water can potentially seep through. Looks like they've got a hole right there and something's built its nest in there. Actually, that looks like a snake skin. So yeah, so they've got something living up in there. But finished basement in this home with a concrete block foundation. You know, is that problematic, having the concrete block with it finished? Not necessarily, but then again, you don't know what's going on behind those walls. And a general inspection is not going to be able to reveal anything either, okay? You can see the electrical has been redone. The mast here looks pretty new, okay? I don't see any significant bowing or movement from the outside, at least, with the foundation. Okay. Siding on this side looks pretty good too. All right. Gutters are not commercial grade. They're standard gutters with the downspouts. They're fed away, but I would still get this back end maybe regraded potentially. Air conditioner looks old. Okay. The roof, from what I could see, looked like it was in pretty good shape. You know, you're not gonna be able to see from down here, but you know, we do have a little bit of peeling paint, it looks like, on the soffits. Maybe a little bit of rot. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of peeling paint there. Tells me that they need to do a better job of keeping their gutters cleaned out, okay? But this is a nice deck space here. You know, he'd be able to grill out during the summertime, or if you were renting this out to a family, they'd be able to grill out, hang out, enjoy their yard, which is always a great selling point. Windows are not cladded. So what do I mean by cladded? They're exposed wood and they're painting over it. So you can see, like, that's not necessarily soft, but if that paint were to wear away over time, water could penetrate the wood on the edges of the windows. Okay. Let's take a look inside. And by the way, the roof does have an architectural shingle on it. And from what I can see, know, obviously I can't get up in there, but the roof looks like it's in good shape. Okay. Here's the kitchen. It's immediately to your left when you walk in. Appliances look nice. Stainless steel, GE, Kenmore fridge. Well, it's a little bit tighter in here, but again, I mean, it's nice. I don't, you know, certainly nicer than the last home. Okay. Vinyl windows, they're not new by any means. Okay. But they are vinyl. You know, you can see some of those seals, they're older. Okay. See how some of those seals are starting to wear? They're older, but certainly in our climate, that is superior to a wood window for sure. Again, more vinyl windows in here. Okay, here's the living space. It looks pretty good. Nice rectangular shape, bigger, I would say, than the last home. Ceilings look good. I haven't seen anything that shows any water penetration or stains. Okay, off the living room, here's the bathroom. Okay, it's tiled. Okay, major thing with tile is it looks nicer, but I don't know if you can see, but you gotta make sure that these cracks stay filled in or else you'll get water penetration. This, you know, they have a wood window in here. Okay, that's gonna be rotting out if you use this shower. Okay, so you have to keep that painted, have to keep those cracks filled in. All right, small bathroom, very small. Here's bedroom number 1 upstairs. Okay. Standard closet space. Linen closet. Looks like they just have stuff stuffed in there. Broom closet. Okay, here's bedroom number 2. Okay. Again, standard closet space. Built in 1949. You know, that era, closet space was at a premium. We certainly did not have as much stuff back then as people do today. So something to keep in mind, not a huge deal, but very typical. Let's make our way downstairs. It is finished. So laundry room is in a really weird spot. It's pretty tight. You know, we've got PEX plumbing here, PEX water lines, okay? Blue for cold water, red for hot. Again, those expand 1.5 times their size if your furnace were to go out, so the lines have a much lower probability of bursting, okay? We've got PVC plumbing here. We do have some original copper lines. Water heater looks old, okay? Water heater looks old. I don't know how much, I mean, if it is functioning, it doesn't have much life left. This is from 1998, okay? It is a high efficiency furnace, and I'll have to open that door over there, but you can tell because of the 2 PVC pipes coming out of it for inflow, outflow. Cast iron plumbing / sewer line here. And what do we see? Okay, we see a cap that is not original, which means somebody has been inside of there to inspect it and scope it out. Doesn't mean that there's an issue, but it does mean that somebody's been in there, and you know, maybe there was an issue, maybe there wasn't, maybe it's been purchased within the last 10 years or so, and they had to get it scoped out. Also, when an inspection's done, see these Romex wires, how these are exposed, and how this junction box on the back of this outlet is exposed. This will be dinged on an inspection. See how they're hanging beneath the joist there? Okay, they're supposed to be fed through the joist. Now, it's not a seller's job to bring a home up to code, but that's just something to be aware of. See how that's fed through right there, it should be like that everywhere in here, and it's not. Okay? So something to just keep in mind. Nice living space in here. And then we have another bathroom. Again, tile floors, tile shower. Have to make sure that it's grouted correctly and there's not a bunch of cracks in it, or else you will get water penetration, you will get mold. Okay. Looks like a medicine cabinet. Yep. Says shower valve to shower kit replaced 4 days ago. Wall will be textured and painted on Sunday. Thanks. Okay. Good to know. Little storage under the steps. Okay. Okay. Okay, little closet here. And here's the basement bedroom. Okay. So here's the window that I would put a cover on this and I would seal up. Remember on the outside, that block that had a piece missing that had like a nest in it with a snake skin? That's right here. So there's something living up in here, wherever that hole is, okay? And we certainly need to bring that to the attention of the sellers. This will go back into the mechanical room. Here is the furnace, okay? So high efficiency, but it does look older. So, you know, with every year that goes by, it gets less and less efficient. But it still is a good sign that they put a high efficiency system in here, okay? Another thing, and I'm gonna head back into that mechanicals room / laundry room. So the basement's finished. You know, I don't see any bowing walls, okay? Again, this is concrete block. So concrete block, there's always a chance of moisture and there's always a chance of movement within the walls. But I want to come back in here and point something out to you, okay? So do you see this right here? So this is obviously moisture coming through the wall. That's called efflorescence. So what that is, if you're not aware of what that is water that is coming through, and it's not necessarily running water, but it's moisture coming through. And when it dries, those are the minerals that are depositing, the solid minerals that are depositing on the concrete block. It's called efflorescence. So what that means is certainly in this room, there is moisture on the walls. Now, is it coming through the walls? Well, if you look, right, that discoloration, a lot of it is where? It's on the mortar, right? So likely that is coming through the walls, and it also probably doesn't help that this room, you know, I would always keep this door open, but this room has a water heater, it has a furnace, and it has a washer and dryer. So it has, you know, and they have a dehumidifier running in here, but it's not running right now, but they have one in here. But the whole point is that room on the inside has things that are going to produce a lot of moisture in the air. And there could be moisture coming through the wall as well. And that's why they have the dehumidifier there, okay? But let's make our way back upstairs and let's look at the front of the home. So we started in the back, and the reason why we started in the back was because the parking was in the back with the garage. So we'll go up front, okay? And we'll take a look at the exterior. I mean, this deck space is awesome. It really is. It's just, it needs sanded down. It needs painted. You know, if it stays like this, unsanded and uncovered coated or sealed, you know, it'll rot out at some point, but it is a cool space. Siding on this side's not too bad at all. Actually looks pretty good. So that condensation, I don't know if you can see that. That window seal is broken. Again, you know, that's just a nail that popped, but that's from contraction and expansion in the wood. Have to keep that painted, have to keep that sealed. I would clat them personally with aluminum, keep water out. And yeah, I mean, the siding for the most part looks pretty decent on the house, pretty good. Again, more rot with the windows though, right? Rot there, okay? So, you know, either you're constantly keeping up in painting over that, or you're gonna clat that with aluminum. You know, I mean, the framing of this window, they didn't even paint it, right? They didn't paint it, they didn't clat it, nothing. So over time, that's gonna continually get wet and that's gonna rot out at some point. Okay, may not be today, but at some point it will, okay? Roof on the garage looks pretty good. The gutters, again, need to be addressed. The soffits have some rot. Let's take a look in the garage. So nice space, actually. Looks really good in here. Nice workstation, workbench. You know, having a nice sized garage that's pretty deep and you have a workbench, this is very attractive for renters, for sure. Especially if you're renting to someone that, you know, works a blue collar job. Maybe they have a bunch of tools or equipment, or they're handy. I mean, this would be ideal for somebody like that, okay? But the inside of the garage looks good, okay? It's oversized. But again, soffits and the gutters need to be addressed on this garage. No doubt about it. Okay? And that is all we have for this property. And let me know if you have any questions.